What's up guys, Anfield here. Welcome to a replay that I had on the stream that I just want to show off for you guys. It's the FV215B and it is on Cliff, as you can see from the south side. And it was kind of a crazy game actually, to be perfectly honest with you. A few twists and turns. And I played the game and I was actually quite distracted throughout the battle because Dr. Sam was dropping some dank stacks on the stream. But either way, I made a few mistakes, but it was pretty good battle and an interesting ending, so I thought I'd show it for you guys. You can take a look. So, on Cliff, it's pretty good matchmaker. The only artillery I have to worry about is the GW Tiger. GW Tiger is quite dangerous, but it's probably better than facing an M53-55 or something of that sort. So I guess I'll take that. But you can see here I'm just climbing up here, and it can be quite dangerous on this little crossing here as a heavy tank. Sometimes a medium tank is very quick and gets you lit, etc, etc, and you start taking a lot of damage. So you do have to be careful when you come up here. I am looking a little bit at the middle just to see if there is anything over there, and just seeing exactly where their tanks are sort of spread to going. But there is a pattern over here, and you can see there that I was able to hit the pattern despite not leading the shot much. This FV215B APCR is fast enough to do that. But he stopped for some reason, not a good decision. So turned in time to make sure I blocked that shot. 62A will likely also try to poke me, but FV armor does hold up there if he shoots me in the turret. Look at this accuracy. Beautiful. But yeah, so we're just moving up here, and to be honest with you, I shouldn't really be still over here. I should be trying to swerve away, but I'm worried that 62A is going to just continually come around and shoot me now. I did take a bit of an arty hit. Now this T-32 that's up here, he is poking to take shots, but he should be punished every time for this because we have a Scorpion and a Grill in the base. So he's really bleeding for these shots, but he is so dedicated to shooting me. You can see the STV one there is in the donut and trying to shoot me. Now this position is extraordinarily dangerous if you don't have any tanks in the donut area where that STB1 is, because they can come around and they can just shoot you, and then you're having to deal with the tanks directly in front of you where I was just looking there, and also tanks from the donuts. So you do have to be careful if you're going to go there. But you can see there that the enemy team's beginning to push around the lighthouse, and we only have a Centurion, so I'm going to come over here and try and help the Centurion out a little bit. So T69 there. So he went straight for heat into my lower plate, so I'm going to try and trick him into shooting the tracks there. Get another shot. But this is going okay so far for my team. I'm still concerned about the sheer amount of tanks that we have still on the 1-2 line. It does make it very difficult to win the high ground if you have so many tanks on the 1-2 line. Yeah, they sit there the entire battle and they don't have shots on anything unless their team sends tanks on the 1-2 line. And once you lose the high ground, it's over, Anakin. So you have to be very careful not to lose the high ground. So it is kind of dangerous for my team right now, but we're doing okay. But there's an E100 coming through the middle there, and that is not good. That was a bit of a panic rush shot on the Bulldog there. Bit of a YOLO, to be honest with you. You shouldn't get away with this sort of maneuver. I'll put one into him and then turn back to face these guys. But yeah, that's an unfortunate shot there. What happened was the STB1, like I was saying about the donut, once you lose control of the donut, he's now pushed around there and has shots. So I have to be more aggressive than I wanted to be, because otherwise the STB1's just going to shoot me. Now I went for the 110 there because I thought, 410, I should be able to roll that high, but instead I rolled the absolute lowest the FV can roll, I think, at 300. I think that's the lowest. So I wasn't able to kill the 110, but oh well. So at least I cleared this flank up, which is nice. We don't have to worry about being flanked, at least in the immediate future. Now you can see the 1390 is up on the top of the hill for us, which is good for me because otherwise this would truly be impossible. I don't have a lot of hit points, so this is already quite difficult. Enough bushes in the way that the E100 will not be able to see me, so I should be able to finish him off. But yeah, it's a bit precarious as a situation right now because I have no hit points. You'll also notice that my driver is dead. Now, I have Jack of all trades, so you don't actually notice the loss of a driver that much. And because I was distracted during this on stream, I actually didn't think that, oh, I have enough hit points. Because the reason I didn't heal the the driver was because I was worried that I would lose something a bit more critical than a driver, because obviously you don't notice it that much with Jack of all trades. But I forgot, of course, that I'm one-hittable anyway, so another shot would have killed me, let alone damage another crew member. So a bit silly, but I was distracted. So looking for a shot there, but you never really get a good shot at this kind of position he's in. So 1390 doing really well. Shout out to Spoopy Scary Skeletons, which is an excellent name. He's doing really well. He defeated the 62A. So I'm just going to try and help him out here and see if I can get the 1390. Yep, accuracy on the FV gun is so nice. So I'm going to stop behind the building and hopefully not get RD'd, because to be honest with you, this whole time the thing that worries me most is still the artillery. I maybe could have held that shot a little bit longer. I actually thought he was going to be in cover a lot sooner, but had like half a shot. That was just a blind shot, you never know. But so this ST1, I'm aiming at the side obviously, and right as I fire, it begins to back up. So unfortunate there, I hit his, I guess, angled front plate. Kind of sucks because that would have been an extra shot into him that I should have been able to get, but oh well. You can't always have what you want. So I'm gonna move over here now because I know where the STB1 is. The tortoise has got lit over there, but the 1390 should be able to kite that tortoise while I deal with the STB1. I need the medium out of the game. Basically, eliminate as much speed as possible. I know the STB1 is really squishy, probably one shot, so I can just deal with that guy first and not have to worry about the tortoise as much because he's much slower. Basically, a lot of these positions comes down to choosing your targets, and I prefer to choose the targets that can maneuver and chase me down. So I got lit there, so I'm just gonna move my lower front plate in front of this raised ground here, and there's the STB1. So he's dealt with now, which means there's only 2 super slow tanks and an Arty. Now the Arty is super dangerous, so I'm just gonna dive off here in case the Arty tries to snap me. To be honest with you, if there's no artillery, I would have stayed up and tried to deal with the tortoise a little bit, but it was way too risky. These kind of games all go downhill if the artillery hits you, so you have to be ever present and ever aware of that threat. So I'm just looking for the ST1 because I assumed he was over here still, but he is like full ninja'd away. Now I assume what he's actually done is gone up the 1-2 line. Unfortunately, we did lose our 1390 there, which kind of sucks. Not sure. I guess the tortoise just maybe, I don't know. I don't actually know how he died to the tortoise. I guess he tried something and it just didn't work out or something. I don't know. But I think he had a good game other than that. So anyway, but I'm moving up here just to try and look for the SC. It is a stock ST. You could see that by the outline and the hit points. You can tell when a tank is stock if you look at the hit points of the total tank, and you can tell that it has a stock turret. So in this case, the ST1 had a stock turret, so not as much of a threat as a leaded ST1 would be, because that would be very dangerous. Now, obviously, I'm still worried about the artillery, but then a gift. Don't know why he bothered to do that. He could have stayed at A1. I honestly don't know why he decided that that was something he wanted to do, but there you go. So I'm a little concerned that the ST1 is in front of me and will suddenly come out and shoot me. So I'm just going to take a quick look here, look for either the tortoise or the ST1. But neither of them seems to be over here, so that's slightly concerning, I guess. I'm going to turn around now, and the reason I'm doing that is because I haven't seen anything. Then the next logical place is that they go over the side over here, so I have to be very cautious of that, and that's what they do. So managed to get the track on the guy, which obviously I try to usually go for road wheels. Made him swing his tank and miss his shot, so that's good. So I'm just going to try and hide as much as my lower front plate as possible. It's an ST1, and that would have been difficult for him to pen that with a stock gun, so didn't matter in the end because he missed. So I dealt with the ST1, and I'm going to turn around now just in case the tortoise comes from this direction, but then right as I turn around, the tortoise comes from that direction. But it's convenient, obviously, for me, but I have to get this track here because if I don't, the tortoise kills me. But fortunately for me, I got the track. It was quite difficult because I couldn't see the outline properly. He did have a repair kit, obviously, which is a little disappointing, but so now that he's on the low road, I have to get the high ground. So I'm gonna go up here, go full Obi-Wan, and try and deal with him. Because if you're on the low ground, it's quite difficult, but if you're on the high ground, you have complete vision control over the map. With a slow tank like the Tortoise, it's really useful. So I'm up here now. I'm going to have a look for him down here, but can't see him. So I've sped this up just because it's a lot of driving around. But you can see in the top right, the timer on the battle is actually running quite thin. So I'm really concerned here because I don't believe I can cap because, you know, it's a standard battle, but, you know, I'm only one tank and I can't make the cap go up that fast. So I'd rather kill the tank because if I can catch the Tortoise out, I can kill him. The FV215B is very, very powerful, very accurate, and, you know, the DPM is very good. So I can deal with the Tortoise, but I cannot be caught in the open. And the cap is the open, so it's not ideal, obviously. Now, I don't have a choice now because I've got 2 minutes left and I can't find the tank. I could drive around and never find him. So I'm going over to the cap. I'm assuming he's not going to come up to the donut because that's where I went. So, you know, the logical choice if you were the Tortoise is that, you know, I would be up there waiting for him as a trap. But I got lit, and that made me think he was up there because, you know, lighting me from the one line would have been crazy. Yeah, so I'm kind of looking for where he is because, you know, obviously I'm very concerned because I got lit. So I'm leaving it to the last minute to cap because, you know, if he resets me, I'm probably dead anyway. So I can leave it to the last minute. You know, if I had more hit points, I could go on the cap now, and if he resets me, then I might still be able to do it. But well, probably not even, to be honest with you. But no hit points means if he resets me, I'm dead regardless. So I was looking for any ambush if he comes towards the cap, but now obviously with the warning coming up, I have no time. I have to cap. But you know, I'm kind of concerned because I don't know where the Tortoise is whatsoever. So I'm just sort of waiting for it, and I expected any minute I'm just going to receive a shot because obviously I was lit. So still very, very concerned, but no sign of the Tortoise. Now, my most I guess my most reliable theory would be that he would have to come up the one line and come up to my right here on that ramp because he's a Tortoise, he's very slow, he doesn't have the speed or maneuverability to get around to the other ramp and get a reset. So I assume he's going to come from this area. If he's up on the high road, there's not much I can do about it anyway, he's going to kill me. So I have to hope that if he is going to come, he's going to come up from this one line here. So it's pretty tense at this time, you know, knees weak, arms heavy sort of thing, and I'm really concerned because, you know, unless he really badly misplays, I'm convinced he's just going to roll up here and actually be able to kill me, and I'm not going to get an adequate track shot or something. But you know, quite deep into the cap now, and still no sign of this Tortoise, and I'm thinking, well, where is he? Is he like waiting till the last minute to come up? So I'm very, very confused. But yeah, I'm basically going to cap this out, which is a little weird. 7,000 damage, 7 kills. It would have been nice to get the 8th kill. That would have been Radley Walters. Now, I find out later, because the enemy team, 2 guys whisper me, that the Tortoise went AFK after the IS-7 called him a retard. So, thanks IS-7, I guess. And unfortunately, one of the guys on the enemy team was telling me that he was reporting my position to the Tortoise as well because he was watching the stream, so isn't that wonderful? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this replay, and thanks for watching.